Good morning and welcome to the Full Power Live vlog. As you can see, we're getting ready to get into action at Brands Hatch. Now, normally I start off these vlogs by going, here's qualifying and here's my best laps. I got 3 laps in another session, which is, yeah, probably tells you a story about how qualifying went, because this git, since Cadwell, I've done a lot of work to it. We've put a new final drive in, courtesy of Sandown Motorsport, with the final drive supplied by AJ Howe. It was the old one that was in his car before he went to a dog box. So we've got a lower final drive in this, and went to start it up before yesterday's qualifying session, and the car would start up and then cut out. Bearing in mind, I also did a lot of checks on this yesterday with my paranoia, and yeah, turns out I'd inadvertently just pulled one of the pins out slightly on the MAF sensor plug, which means it wasn't making contact. So when it started up, my car went, "No, I don't like that," and cut off. Who said Fords are easy to work on, eh? Or I suppose fixed and repaired daily. But it's a Sunday morning, and the weather forecast has been changing somewhat, because it went from absolutely disastrous to race 1's going to be dry, and it looks like race 2 has a chance of being dry as well. We're out at 10:30 this morning. Let's go get it. Yes, as you can see, this is me getting ready at Brands Hatch, which, if you looked at the vlog last year, I was a bit meh with the circuit. I'm not too confident here, which is strange, because Brands Hatch is the circuit where I have raced at the most. But as we get ready to go out on the A grid for the modified Fords, as usual at Brands Hatch, the big classes, the turbo nutter cars from Super A, Super B, Class A, B+, go into the A grid, and then the B and C's, they get their own race with the Group B grid. So I'm in with the Group A's, and we're just getting ready to get out of the assembly area here, go out onto the grid and get ready for our rolling start. Here we go then. After 2 green flag laps, I am at the back and ready to go racing here at Brands Hatch. But listen to the engine note throughout this race, because this is the unfolding story of race 1. So at this point, the safety car comes out due to some cars being stopped out on the circuit. So we all take a little bit of a break, and I'm trying to work out if my car will make it towards the end of the race. That misfire just kept getting worse, and it was really, really bad under load. It was certainly sapping the power out of the car. A number of things this could affect, but ultimately, if you get a misfire in the wrong place on any engine, it can blow a hole in the side of the block, and I really didn't want to do that. So it was weighing up the options. My guy that I was trying to catch in the class ahead of me in the yellow Puma, well, he was miles ahead. So under the safety car, it was a case of nursing the car, making sure I can get it to a space where I could finish in a decent position, and we're under safety car, right? So there's no issues. Nope, turns out yellow turns to red, and after 10 minutes of racing, all of that you've just watched previously counts for absolutely nothing. Well, at this point I was hoping, yeah, we've done 10 minutes, they'll pull us up on the grid, realise, well, these guys have done 10 minutes worth of racing, we'll checker it, call a result. But no, they wanted a restart. After some light entertainment on the grid behind Stefan, we got gridded up in the order that we finished under the red flag, and it was time to go again. And the car was still suffering with that misfire. Will I make it to the end? I bloody hope so, but it didn't sound good. Anyway, here's actual race 1 as written by the results. The gutting thing is, I'd have been in a decent position if I'd have finished where I was. I'd have taken that, because Brands hasn't been kind to me in the past, but we live and learn.
So at this point, I look like I'm going to retire. Then I see Ian goes off up ahead, and I think, well, could I just stay in the points, get on the power, realise there is none, and I think, nah, there's no point. I'm going to blow my engine up.
Fucking hell.
So into the pits I go for my 5th DNF of the year. This has been my most successful year so far, so it's always disappointing to have 5 DNFs along with it.
Misfire under load, top end.
No, it's missing now. You can feel it. Drive it to Union.
And there she goes into retirement. 5th one of the year, really, really frustrating. And you know what? It was cylinder number 4, coil pack. The plug was absolutely drenched in fuel. They were brand new plugs that I put in to start with. And yeah, that was the end of that. But again, really frustrating. My thanks at this point goes to Sam Daffin, who very kindly supplied me with a spare coil to get me back out for race 2. And look at that legend there, Chris Baker, that's jumped in to help straight away. That's what the modified Ford is all about. He was due to go out racing in the next 45 minutes, but he jumped in to help me when I needed it and gave me some sound advice. Thanks, guys. What a paddock. Right, let's get this car ready for race 2.
Here we go again then. It's the rolling start for race 2. Once again, I'm at the back of the grid, and this really is the race of many calamities and many triumphants. I'm on the back of the grid. In front of me is Mick and Dominic Ryan. Let's see if I can split them at the start then, eh? Got to catch up to those other B+ cars. I've just got to. and get this Brands hoodoo off my back. God damn it, that is not what I want to happen at the start. I had a really good start there, got past a load of cars. I just managed to get past Steph there when the Wayne Crabtree RS200 had a little bit of a spin on cold tyres and collected Alan Breck's Capri. It's a red flag, we've got to do it all again. So, let's do it all again then. Now, my car is capable of some amazing things, and you're about to see one of the newest features it's got. It's about to self-lighten on this pitch tray. See if you can guess what falls off. And now I've got to hold off Ian. reason I've just shifted straight from third to fifth, that was deliberate. You've probably been hearing it in my gearbox all race, but gradually it's been getting worse. On liftoff, the bearings have been sounding absolutely awful, especially in fourth, and it's starting to crunch going into fourth. I am losing fourth gear, and you know what? I just want to get to the end of this race. I can't afford another DNF. Ian Blackley gets down the inside at the grids, and it looks like it's all over for me. I'm going to finish behind Ian once again. That Puma has been my absolute nemesis in these past few races. I've nearly blocked Tom Ovenden here as well. My apologies to him. Yeah, sorry dude, haven't got a mirror as explained early on, but I keep on to the back of Ian. But on the back straight I've got to shift from third to fifth to preserve the car a little bit. I don't want this gearbox to go bang. And at this point, my camera stopped working. So, with help of some good friends like Stefan Marsh from Club Racing UK, who lent me some rear camera footage, and Ian Blackley from his Garmin Catalyst screen thingy, I managed to nick the recording of the last few laps and the overtake. Here's to the onboards. And there it is, people, stolen on the last lap into Graham Hill Bend. I gave it absolutely everything, and I used fourth gear for the last lap, putting in a 54.3, my best lap of that race, and nicking third place in class off of the last lap. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
So after that race weekend, you join me back in the office where we have a little bit of a debrief about how that went. So got to the end, got the podium position, and I finally got rid of the Brands Hoodoo off my back. It's the circuit that I've raced at the most, and I've just never gone well there. Don't know why. I can't explain it. I've just never really gelled with the track. But Saturday night before race one, I went out and had a curry with good friend and someone I always keep on the car as a sponsor, Sam Pitts Motorsport, and he's kind of involved with well, he is part of Graves Motorsport as well. But I've known Sam for a long time, and we kind of sat down, had a curry, and then he taught me through a lap of Brands and kind of simplified it for me. A few of the basic things that I wasn't doing right, and it, also talking a bit about the car as well. And I've come to the realization very quickly. I've raced this car hard for 2 years. Over the winter last year, we did a lot of bodywork that we had to do because we very quickly realised it's a 23-year-old car and it's had a hard life before I even turned it into a race car. It was a road car up until 2016, and I effectively bought it as an MOT failure. So there's a lot of work that goes in to these cars. There's a lot of prep work, and since Sandown did the brilliant job on the paintwork, it was a bit of a rush to get the car back together to do the bits I wanted to do to it, like the extra fuel, the new fuel tank and the setup and bits in the back. The front needs a bit of TLC now. So we've been running the Ecoboom setup. This is the end of the second year, and this year has been my most successful racing season to date. I've got loads of podiums, lots of trophies that are up on the wall, up here in my little podcast office here. So lots of trophies up there on the wall that I'd like to think I really earned this year, and it's not without the support of so many people that have helped me get out onto the track. A big shout out to my really loyal sponsors. Silver Lake got me out on track at the last round, so thank you to Alan Preble. Silver Lake got me going. They give me green parts so I can go racing as well. Stuff ironically like mirrors, wings, lights, things like that. Even though the rest of the bodywork I run fiberglass, but Silver Lake still supply me with a lot of good green bodyworks. EBC, their stopping power is unreal, and some of the moves under brakes I've done this year, especially that one into Graham Hill Bend, I wouldn't have been able to do it without EBC on board. Graves Motorsport for their wonderful wets and their sticky slicks, and I'm pleased that they've got some more tyres ready for me next year. And the Driven Minds podcast and everything I carry on the car as well. And ironically, I'm just getting ready to film some more podcast content now, supporting the likes of Driven Minds as well, and Sandown Motorsport as well. That beautiful paint job on the car is purely because of them. So to Scott Evans and Sandown Motorsport, Hadley and everyone, thank you so much. But as for the car, that's it for this season. We've got one more round at Silverstone, but because of what needs to go into the car to prep it, I've got some holidays coming up, and I'll be honest with you folks that have been watching this throughout the year, I'm a bit tired. Physically and mentally, I'm a bit tired, and I need to reset. It's been a grueling season. It's been a successful season. I'm really pleased with how it's gone. But as well as having a day job, I've got lots of other things going on as well, what be it with commentary and other little side projects that I like to get up to. So, yeah. As for the racing side this year, it's kind of, well, not so much an over and out, but the car's currently having the engine and box taken out of it. I'm in the middle of doing that, and I'm going to update the vlog throughout the winter while I'm giving it a bit of TLC. Everything's going to be having a rebuild. Everything is going to be sorted out. But for now, from the racing side, it's that's it for 2025. And in 2026, we will be back on the modified Fords grids. And who knows, we might do a guest round in another series or two as well. Let's find out. But for now, it's over to the vlogs about prepping the car. And for this episode of the Full Power Live episode, it's ended once again in the office. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. I will be back with an update on how we're getting on with the refresh over the winter.